Good morning, how's everyone? It's been a while since I've been on. We had vacation and then, life just happens. So I'm back in the kitchen at my home this morning. It's Mama Marie. We're going to do a couple of simple things. As I've told you, most everything I do is simple. But I try to go by with what the people at the restaurant has asked me to do, and I got a list that long. But we're going to try to get to them as we can, okay? But today I wanted some steamed cabbage and some fried potatoes. So that's what I'm going to do today. Got my cabbage, see? Got some of it cut. I'm just going to show you how I cut it. I cut it in half. I'm just going to use the half one. Then I just go, and this is a hard cabbage that I was cutting earlier. Now, if you notice right there, there's the root, the stem, whatever you want to call it. I don't like that in my cabbage. So if you notice, I cut the two edges and left that. So I'm going to go back now and pick that out. I'm just going to cut it out, see?
Yeah.
Okay, now just going to finish cutting them. I'm not going to use the other one like I said, because I don't think my pot's big enough. Okay, that's the cabbage. Now, we're going to move over to the stove. I'm going to put some water in these. You don't want to put a whole lot of water, because you want them to steam more than you want them to boil. So I think that's about enough water.
So about a quarter of the way?
Well, you see about what I got in there.
Yeah, about a quarter
And
of the
you
way.
can always add more if you want to, okay? So we're going to take them over to the stove. Cut my eye on. Now, I haven't seasoned them, so I'm going to season them. This is the way we do it. We just use butter and salt and pepper. That's it. So I'm going to put about a half a stick of butter. And I use the real butter, I've told you before. I'm going to put some salt and pepper. Remember, you can always go back and add more. You don't want to get it so salty or you can't eat it, so. But you want enough of it to be good. Now, I've got my eye on high. Well, I hadn't either, but I'm going to put it on high. I'm going to let them sit there, and I'm going to let them start boiling while we do the potatoes. And then I'll show you what we do. Leave it on high till it comes to a good rolling boil. And then we'll check, make sure we got plenty of water in it, and see go about it from there. Okay, I've got my skillet on for my potatoes. Let me turn my lights on over here so you can see. My husband was good enough to fix me these lights so I can see better over here. I appreciate it. So I've got my grease in my big skillet. I've already peeled my potatoes. See how I cut them? It doesn't really matter how you cut them. This is the way Mama did it. You know, we like to do things the way Mama did them. So this is the way she did them. So let me see if my grease is hot yet. I had it on a little bit. It's not hot yet. But it will be in just a minute.
I'm glad it wasn't because you touched it.
Did I touch the grease? Well, it's not hot. I'd have yelled. It shouldn't take but just a minute. You see what I'm boiling over here? We're going to do another video today. We're going to do some chicken and dumplings. So I've got my chicken boiling, and we'll get to that and make another video a little later today. I've made one before, but I've had a request. It was way back under when I made it. So I'm going to make it again for a lady that asked if I would show her how to do the dumplings. You hear my potatoes? My grease is getting hot. And it's going to splatter a little bit because my potatoes are dry. Wet. You can dry them if you want to, but I usually just drop them in there.
Now, why did you have them in the water? Just to rinse them?
I had peeled them earlier to keep them from turning dark.
Oh, okay, okay.
They'll turn dark if you don't put them in some water.
Okay.
Now, got some onions. We like onions, as I've told you before. And I've got some of my little garden onions
You
in
got a
there
piece
too.
of
That,
onion peeling in it.
yeah, just a piece of onion. But I'm gonna just dump these in here. Put as many as you like. If you don't like them, don't put them, okay? Salt and pepper. Now, I've been cooking peaches again this morning too. You can probably see my peaches. I'm gonna let them cook on high. I'm not gonna cover them yet. I'm just gonna let them cook. I want them to brown. And to brown, they're gonna have to be on high for a little while. I'll cut my chicken off. And the way I do mine, let me see if I can. I like to use a spatula when I do mine. You see how they do it? Now I want them to brown real good. May get bored here a little bit. But I don't know about y'all, but it's hot in Alabama. I'm telling you, we've had some hot weather. We've been pretty busy at the restaurant. That's keeping us going. So, we stay busy down there, but I enjoy my weekends off where I can be home and do some things that I really like to do. And I love to cook, so I think y'all probably figured that out.
Definitely loves to cook.
But I love to cook. You just take your spatula and turn. They're not brown yet, but you can go ahead.
Now, do you have to stand? I mean, will they burn? I mean, can you walk away and leave them?
I walk away when I got them on high.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I may walk across the kitchen or something, but you don't want to go take a break. And it takes them a little while to start turning brown. And I could probably just tell you this because we're going to come back. The cabbage had not started boiling yet, so we're going to leave it on high. You may not want to sit be here until we get them all brown. So what I'm going to do, we're just going to say goodbye right now, but you see what I'm doing? I've got them on high, and I've got my cabbage on high. So when they start browning good, and you're flipping them, we want them brown good, and then we're going to cut them real low and put a lid on them, and they'll soften. Even though they're good and brown, they'll still be real soft. So, Delane, why don't we just go away for a few minutes, and we'll come back in a little bit and show you it won't be the finished product. We'll come back about halfway through.
And we'll let them know how long it
and then we'll look at the finished product too. All right, thank you. See you in a few minutes. Hey, welcome back. I wanted to show you we're about halfway through the cooking, and I'm going to show you the potatoes. See, I've still got them on high. I've kept them stirred.
How long has it been long?
It's been about 10 minutes. And so what now I'm fixing to do now, I've got them brown. They're not quite as brown as I like, but they'll brown some more. So what I'm going to do now is cut it down on about medium and put a lid on them and let them soften up now and simmer. When I get ready to bring them up out of the pot and put them in their pan in the dish, I'll put it back up on high again, just for a few minutes to get the grease out, get part of the grease out of the potatoes. Now look at the cabbage. Cabbage has been boiling. You see how they boil down. They're really boiling good. Keep them stirred. We still got plenty of water.
Does the water usually boil out? Do you ever have to add, or is that just...
Well, I don't, but I know how much I'm adding. But you need to check it. Now, I'm going to cut my cabbage on about medium, and let them tenderize too. And we'll be back in a little bit and be ready to eat. See you then. Hey, it's been about 20 minutes since we were here last to show you. My potatoes are done. I turned them up on high to get the grease out of them. Take some of the grease out. And if you want them browner, you can brown them more. I got a dish. I put a paper towel in the bottom to help absorb some of the grease. I don't know if that's gonna work. really do wish, we talk about this all the time, but I really do wish you could smell them.
Oh, they smell wonderful.
The onions in it.
Starving me to death.
And like I said, you can brown if you want. It's whatever you like. That's the joy of cooking your own food. You can fix it just like you want. Okay, now, let me show you the cabbage. I'll pour it up in just a minute. I'm gonna let it set. I like to let mine set just a little bit with the lid on it after I cut it off. So this is the cabbage.
Oh, yes.
And they smell good too.
Oh, yes.
Now I didn't show you the recipe today, but I've got cooking some fried cornbread. If you've never had fried cornbread, you just don't know what you're missing.
Is that cornbread fritters?
Yes, if that's what you want to call it, yeah. It's made up just like cornbread, only filled full of onions. And you let it brown, and that's what we're going to have with our lunch today. All righty, thank you so much for watching today. I hope we've made something that you'll enjoy making too and enjoy with your family. May God bless you in a very special way. Bye-bye.